Yes, boys, and we're back, and we're raring to go. It's another episode of the Working Man's Road to Glory. I know it's been a few days, guys. I do apologise. Your man's been working, been earning a few pennies, and a man's put some money into the game, some more money into the game. So, without further ado, let's get straight into it. But as always, we always say the same couple of things, which is, first of all, this is a financial platform. You've got to spend your own money out your own bank, your own hard-earned cash. So before you do it, make sure you do your research. It goes without saying, guys, do your research and make sure that you are spending the right money at the right time and that you can afford it. If so, fantastic, let's go ahead and do it. If you are looking to join, amazing. If you want your friends to join, even better. Sorare.com/r/Ashman88. You know I like to just read it out. That's just what I like to do. So hit that, guys. Put that in as a referral. You'll then be able to be brought to this main screen once you've picked your players. You can go to the market, go into this part here, new card auctions, and buy anybody you want. Doesn't matter who it is, limited, rare, ultra rare, uniques, whatever you want. Buy 5 players. Once you do that, you will then get a random limited card, which can be tier 3, tier 2, tier 1, or even better. And then I will get one as well. If we keep working towards that, we will then get 30 cards in total. We will then get a big unique, which we will use to better the team, the gallery. Now, I say this, and it doesn't like I have any internet. What is happening here? You know me, guys. You know what it is? I actually have cracking internet. Amazing internet. So I have no idea as to why it does it just in this room, but hey ho. So that's where we're at. We're nowhere different to how we was before, guys. We've still got the same 12 friends invited. 3 have completed from these list of legends. We've got a couple of guys that are in the midst of doing it, and hopefully we'll be able to pick up on this in the future. So what we're going to do is talk about our last game week, which was between March the 4th and March the 8th. It was game week 250. So this was the first ever week, guys, that I had not only a common team and a Champion Europe team, but I also put in that weekly. Was it a good idea to do that? Yes or no? The answer was no, it wasn't a good idea. I ended up spending more than I've now made back. For example, with these guys here, each one of these was 20 odd pounds, 20 odd pounds. Ibrahima Sissoko, we're going to get to him in a second, the absolute bane of my life this guy is. Barama and Doi, I had good high hopes for. I heard great things about this guy. It turns out he didn't even play until the last 5-10 minutes of the match. He had a few touches of the ball and obviously wasn't able to do anything. Diego Lopez, a surprise though. I paid £120. I knew I shouldn't have done it, and I knew as soon as I paid it, I thought, what am I doing? What am I doing? And it was literally like, as I told you guys before, I was 5 minutes or so from the game entering. I thought, should I? I clicked him, accepted the deal at 120. I put him in the team. Fantastic. He did amazing. Hands up. He's now got a score rating there of 66 with his 8.5. That's 66 point. I mean, with it, he didn't get an 8.5. I just realised that everyone had the same, didn't they? They had the 5% or none. So basically what I'm saying, guys, is that I had a couple of great players. Osama Darafalu, I want to say. He had a fantastic game and he got a goal, which was amazing. And then we had Diego Lopez, which had a clean sheet, also amazing. But we were let down by a couple of players. If I had honestly just traded this player for somebody that played the full 90 minutes and got an assist or scored, hypothetically, bang, we get rewards. It's as simple as that. Even if we just got somebody that played 60 minutes but got a rating of 40, 45, and this player Ibrahima Sissoko doesn't suck and got a rating of 50, and all I'm trying to say is if these 3 players had a much better game or just a better game in general, and maybe one of them got a decisive in some way, shape or form, I literally would have been in the rewards. I generally think I was that close. I'm going to put out not so much, guys. It was a bit of fun. We entered it, but I am just gutted the fact that I've spent what I spent on this team. It was probably the wrong thing, and maybe I should have done a little more research, shouldn't have rushed into it. But that always shows you guys, if you rush into a deal, it's normally a bad thing, so just don't do that. Cut your losses. Champion Europe, where do we go? I've just noticed I've got a new sign here, EURO Euro. So where we go now? We've got Ferland Mendy. Amazing player, but he's hit and miss. But generally, as I said, he normally does better than he does worse. Luka Modric, fantastic. This guy, turning back the years, every time he plays a game, he might as well just, I mean, did you see the game, I think, was it last night I watched? Yeah, Real Madrid, PSG. He basically just ran the entire team, and he was one of the oldest players, if not the oldest player on the pitch. The guy is just an absolute animal, and I'm just refusing to sell him unless somebody came in with a cracking price or something. He's just too good, way too good. Kramaric, yes, fantastic. He's a workhorse, like one of you guys said in the comments. He's a workhorse. He does try hard, does get assists, does get goals. But is he consistent? Will he always do it week in, week out, or will he do it 2 out of 3 matches, or 2 out of 4 matches? Maybe. But will he do it 3 out of 4, 4 out of 4? The answer is probably no, long term. But he is, you know, he's definitely a very good player. 100% he is. But we are going to be looking to get rid of Kramaric, which I'm gutted about, because you know how much I wanted him. I've been fighting for this guy forever. But it just feels like when I wanted him, it was the time for him. And now I can actually afford him outright at any time. I've put more money in the game. But now I can afford him. I don't actually want him. So it's kind of like it's just come at the right play, but at the wrong time. Oliver Bowman, again, kept a clean sheet. This guy's actually doing really well at the moment. If you see where he is, which we'll get to in Sorare data, you'll see where he actually listed. He's in the top 200 or something, for top 100 for the goalkeepers. Doing amazing. I would have got reward here, honestly, if Matt Hummels had played, and which he didn't, and that's my fault for, again, not doing research. You can quite clearly show, guys, when you can't spend the time that you want on the game, this is how it happens. You really need to do your research. It's the number one bit of wisdom I can give you, and it is quietly shown now. Rushing into deals, not a good sign. Banking on people to do well, but they're hit and miss. Really, it's not a long-term strategy. Not doing your research on players that are playing or not playing, injured, not injured, and cutting a bit of research out here and there, being a bit lazy or not doing it, not a good thing. If you want to make money from this game, you need good players that play consistently, that do get decisives, that are reliable. Preferably if they've got Europa matches, they're doing well in the Cup, Champions League or something. Now I know, personally, I'm not daft, if you want a player that fits that full criteria on all of them, for all 5 positions, that's going to cost you. Because to actually find somebody for a budget, for £100 or £80 or less per position, that fits that full criteria, is next to impossible unless you get a nugget and then he does really well all of a sudden. But generally speaking, that's not the case. But I generally think with this team, if I'd got Matt Hummels and he'd kept a clean sheet and he was playing and got me 60, 70 points, add that on, that would have got me easy what? Even if I got 70 points, that gets me 350. I get 60 points, that gets me 340. Well, at 340, 350 points in here, I'm not saying it would have got me a T1, but guys, I would have got my very first reward. But my fault, I just didn't go ahead and check the Matt Hummels. So again, I've lost out on something I could have possibly got there. So that's where we are with this one. In terms of this game week, I actually haven't entered anyone, purposely haven't entered anyone. I've let every single person in the team just go straight into training, just get their extra 5%, because I did have players, but I didn't have a full squad of players. I think I had 3 out of the 5. I think it was the Real Madrid players. In terms of this team coming up, what I'm actually going to show you, so we go to Sorare data here, when it decides to load up. And what we're going to do now is we're going to quickly move this, and we're going to go to here and go to my saved lineups, and we're going to move this back. And when the internet decides to officially move up, here we go, it's just loading. What you're going to see, guys, is you're going to see that I've got a couple of teams. Really, the one team that I'm really going all out for, and the second team is just, I'm putting them in. If they do well, they do well. I don't really care. I haven't bought them players. They're just players that I've stacked in the club now, as you're going to see. I did say I was going to put some money in. I said I was coming into some money. I haven't actually come into that money yet. I've just dropped the money in now, and we'll cross that bridge in a moment. But in terms of roster prices, it's at £1,111. Bear in mind, it's at £1,111. Diego Lopez now is going for £80, £90 max. I bought him at £120. I'm not saying he'll go back up to 120, but what I'm saying is there's like a easily up to a £40 loss, because I think he's actually going for about 80 quid. So there's nearly a £40 loss. Matt Hummels, I bought for over £100. He's going for 80. So there's another £20 loss. So there's like 60 quid, 50, 60 pounds. These guys, we've got Kramaric, he's going for about 95, £100. So again, we haven't lost anything there. But there's like £60. Barama Ndoye I bought for the special weekly. He's dropped by, you know, over £10. Dareth Osama, we'll say that, he's also dropped by over £10, probably £15. Pedri's dropped by about £3, but again, it's 6 and 2 threes, doesn't really matter. Ibrahim Sissoko's honestly dropped, guys. I bought him for £92. I've said this on many videos. He's now going for £39. I've seen someone actually pick him up for £36.50 a couple of days ago. He's probably going for close to £40 now. But even so, there's a £50 loss. Again, another £10 loft on Nuncan. So there's £10. You know, there's what, the 50, there's £60, £70, £80, £100, and there's another, you know, £40. There's £140. So in reality, guys, probably close to £150 I'm losing. And if I was just to sell them all at the current price, there's 150. But we had 150 quid on here. That brings us to 1,260. Let's say 1,250. So the club, in my eyes, is worth 1,250. The reality is we have to go by current market value. It's worth all the ones 1111. So it's a bit sickening to see you losing £150, but at the same time, guys, I'm never going to sell Ibrahim Sissoko until he hits 100 plus. Once he hits that magic 100, I'm still making a loss, but I'll sacrifice a little bit. Losing £10 here, £10 here, £10 here, you know, £10 somewhere else. I mean, 40, 50 quid. I also want these guys to go up. So as you're going to see now, if we go to my club, my cards, and you have a quick look at what I've actually got. Just to let you know, guys, I did actually get a couple of rewards recently, which was we got Mohamed Kamara from like a week ago. A few days ago, I got Jan Oblak for getting a star reward. I didn't post that I got it or anything, guys, because yes, it's a star, it's Oblak. He's not having the best of seasons, but it's a common. One thing the goalkeepers do help me, though, is when I go to training, as you guys will know yourself, when you want to go and do certain teams, you might get through 1 team, 2 team, 3 team, depending on how many players you've got. You get to that point where you've still got a lot of defenders, midfielders, strikers, whatnot, but you don't have the goalkeepers, because the goalkeepers don't pop as much. So when I got a Jan on block, and I've got a Handanovic, and I've got a, you know, I've honestly got, I think, about 6 or 7 goalkeepers, which means technically I can do up to 6 or 7 training teams if I want to. So I'm consistently just putting players in there at the moment. But we have a look at the limiteds. And we can quite clearly see here that I've got all the players up, 20 odd pounds, you know, £120 I paid for him, 115 here, another 22. You can see I'm putting listing players left, right and centre in the hope that people buy them. Again, look at that. I put £92.38. He's going for half that price, so no one's going to do it, but I'm just putting it up in case he has a cracking weekend or something, and then all of a sudden somebody just randomly pays for him. So I'm listing players, and all the players I'm getting rid of just deadwood, people that I don't want anymore. I just want to upgrade. I want a team now, guys, like I keep saying, that's just going to go into rewards when I know they're all playing, Real Madrid's playing, or Bayern Munich or whatever, because you have luck. It's always the Bayern Munich stacks, Barcelona stacks, Real Madrid stacks. It's stacks generally all the way through, you know, Borussia Dortmund. It's all the stacks that end up winning, or they might have 2 or 3 like a semi-stack, and then they'll have 1 player from another team, but they're still amazing. Now, in terms of strikers, these are the 3 that I'm looking at, and I want your IDs on it. Well, I say your IDs, guys, I literally am going to be buying this player by the end of tonight or tomorrow morning. But these are the 3 players. First of all, we've got Munian. I'm going to say Munian. These guys are sitting in the top 4. In fact, they might even be in second place or something. We'll have a look. In fact, where is it? It's Atletico Club Bilbao, innit? Let's where is Bilbao? There we go. I just want to click on Bilbao. I just want to double check where they are, guys. 1 second. There we go. So, I mean, sorry, my apologies. They're actually sitting in 6th, but I actually thought this was different. All right, I may be wrong there. Hang on a second. This can't be right. Because it's got Real Madrid down here. What am I doing? You guys are probably looking at this going, you're looking at the, oh right, okay, 1 second. What? Am I losing the absolute plot here? Or what? Hang on a second, guys. Hang on, what is happening here? Atletico Bilbao. Where is he? Hang on. I must be losing the absolute plot. Alright, so they're sitting in 8th. Yeah, so they're sitting in 8th. I must be looking at another team. For some reason, guys, sorry, I'm having a brain meltdown. This is me having a meltdown right now. Alright, so they're sitting in 8th. And, yeah, as I say, well, they're sitting in 8th. What can I say too much about that? They're having a win, a loss, a win, a loss, a win. So it's a 50-50 if they're going to win. However, if we just look at his general scores, win or lose, let's just look at the SO5 scores here. And as you can quite clearly see with him, it's like he might have a rubbish game, he'll have a great game, a bad game, he'll have a good game, he'll have a few bad games, and then he'll have a couple of good games. So he's literally on and off. But if we look at his recent scores just here, he's had a decisive, and he's got another decisive there, and I think a decisive and an assist maybe or something. And then if you have a look here, he's just had an average game. So this guy's either going to hit you always around 50-55 points, or he's going to hit you around 75 to 85 points. It's just always going to be one or the other. So this is one, but he's only ranging at £131, and I probably could get him for 130, 120. So this is what I'm looking to do. And compared to Kramaric, yes, I know Kramaric probably has sort of more well-rounded scores, because he can go 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. You can kind of see him fluctuate between all of them. This guy is literally a 50-odd, or is an 80-odd, is sort of one or the other. I get that, but if we have a look, 59, then last 15, 60 points, and if we have a look, 63. So quite evidently, in the last 40 to 15 to 5, he's got better, and he hasn't got worse. He's got better. So he's on some run of form. The other two guys I was looking at, and I'll need the names for both of these now, because I 1 second, guys. There was 2 players that I'm also looking at now. I'll be honest, I do prefer these players, I'm not going to lie, 100%. And I can afford them if I was managed to sell the players. The problem is that, as you can see, I may sell one of my players like Kramaric or Hummels or something like that, but the chances of selling all of them is probably not going to happen. That's why I'm just going for a player that I can quickly. I only have to sell either Hummels or Kramaric, one of them, plus the £40 I've currently got in my kitty, and I can get Mooney in straight away. So this is a guy that I'm aiming for, because I think he'll do better, and he's got a more favourable matchup. But we have a look here against Real Betis, Getafe, and we have a look at where Betis is. We've got them, where are they here? Sorry guys, I was way more prepared than I thought it was. Where are we? There. Real Betis. So, I mean, yes, they're coming off 2 losses. They do score a lot of goals. So, I mean, to be fair, that one is a pretty tough match. We've got Getafe, which if we have a look, Getafe is 15th. We go and have a look at his next one. Is that Elche, I want to say, which is here 14th. We've got Viral, which if we have a quick look, Viral is 7th. But if you have a look, minus Real Betis and Viral, the other 2 are lower than Atletico Club, yeah? But this is the one that I'm looking at now, and this guy I really want. Laborde, yeah, let's go there. There we go. So this is, and then we have a quick look here. League One table. Let's have a quick look. Now we have a look at these. He plays for Rennes, and Rennes, as you can see here, is sitting in the top 4 very nicely. They score an awful lot of goals. They don't really concede a lot of goals, and they're on a run of 3. So quite clearly, this is the guy, and he's been going for 58, 60, 64, and he's going for £210. The second guy, and if we have a look at him here, scores, sorry, from when the season actually started getting going. Yes, he did drop down to £162. He's now gone up to 202. Yes, if I bought him a month from now or a couple of games from now, he might drop down to £150. But the chances is he plays all 100, 58, 60, 64. Again, quite clearly this guy's going up. Then we've got the guy who plays for the exact same team, Martin Terrier. And this was somebody that I did a bit of research on. And if we have a look at Martin Terrier here, again, he's going for around the same cost, give or take £5, £10. We have a look at his scores. Let's have a look. Again, you can quite clearly see he does have, you know, you would consider not as many decisives, still an awful lot of decisives, just not as many. And he's coming off a couple of bad games. The other chap, obviously, just now, Laborde, had 3 solid games where he scored and assisted, and then all of a sudden he's had 1 mediocre game. Now we have a look here, again, price graph, and quite clearly see that if we do it over the 6 months, again, they're very, very similar guys. This guy isn't as much. We have a look here, £90 odd, £100. He's only just spiked in around the 30th of January, 1st of February. So starting from February, and this month he's had a bit of a spike, and probably because we have a look at the last month of scores, sorting from here, is probably from this area, he probably did well, he spiked, and now he's probably dropping down. So again, I could buy this guy. If he has another mediocre game, I could get him for 50 quid cheaper. But I want someone that's going to score all the time, guys. And that's the thing, is we've got here 95%, 100, 100, 54, 61, 62. So really, when you think about it, both of these players, Laborde and Martin Terrier, are both playing virtually all matches. They're both getting better, and they both play for the same team. And the team that they play for is in the top 4. They score more goals than everybody in the league, barring PSG. And in terms of conceding goals, they basically are joint 4th, is that? Joint 4th for conceding. So really, I think it's the Rennes I want to be going for. Honestly, I think that's the smarter move. Even though it's not really in my budget, I would have to sell maybe Hummels and sell Kramaric. But at the same time, guys, I'm thinking to myself, that's the guy I should be going for, and this guy doesn't score or assist as many as Laborde. In fact, if we have a quick little look here, and sometimes this is just how I do it here, guys. If we go to best value, we go to player, quick when it loads up, and we go to Terrier, which was the first one, which is there, Martin Terrier, and the second one was Laborde, wasn't it? There is a quick way of doing this, which I can do it through these right here, and it will show you who's scoring what. But I just thought, just so we can have a quick look. So we have a quick look at Laborde, and this is the guy that I generally want. He's like the in first position who I want to go out and buy. We have a quick look, cracking scores, decisives, everything. And if we have a look at what he does, how many games he plays, we have a look, 27 appearances, nearly 2,500 minutes, 14 goals, get 20 goal contributions in 27 matches. He's never subbed in, which means he starts everything, and he's subbed out, 33-35% of the time. But by that point, he's already done the damage. Do you know what I mean? So that's the guy that I'm really looking for. And we have a look at the second guy here, Terrier. Let's have a look. Martin Terrier, here we go. We have a quick look here, and we're going to see that 26, not 27, 2,500 minutes to nearly 1,900 minutes. So there's 400 minutes difference. No assists, but 13 goals. So quite clearly, he just scores. Again, doesn't sub in, so he starts virtually every game. He only missed the one, so basically they are starting strikers, and subbed out 22 times as opposed to like 10. So quite clearly the manager's favouring the Laborde, which means that because he's playing more and staying on the pitch more, he's quite clearly getting in more chances for goals. So out of the two of them, quite clearly, Laborde is the better one. But as I say to you, the dream would be to just have both up. If you could have, well, I suppose you could have two strikers, but as I say to you, and then you've got more chance that one of them's going to get a decisive in if the score. Now we have a quick look at here on how they actually set up. We're going to quite clearly see that they always start with two strikers. If we have a look at the starting 11, we've got the two main strikers here and Laborde down centre, and we have a look at how they started up on their last game, and quite quickly to see they always play a 4-3-3. So again, these are the two that we'll be looking at. Again, you could be smart just to go for a Rene stack. Just get yourself, this guy here, which I've heard really great things about. Go and get Benjamin, get yourself a Terrier, get yourself a Laborde, go for something like, one of the, top defenders there. Get yourself a goalkeeper. I'm just giving you an example. You could go with a Rene stack. Again, it's going to cost you what we've just seen ourselves, £400 for the two goalkeepers, another £250, £300 for the goalkeeper. Well, there's £500-600 defender, midfielder. Time you actually do it, guys, it could be 600, 700, up to £1,000. I think the team that I've got right now, which if we have a quick look, the team that I've got packing basically, that team, guys, is expensive. I'm not going to lie to you. Let's have a look at my teams. Are we in here yet? Let's go to my Champion Europe edit. We don't have to go through the prices right now. We just know, well, there's £250, £350, £450, £550, £650, plus all the extras. I mean, that's easily a £700, £750 team right there. And that's without getting the strike that I want. So there's another £100. So you can quite clearly see, guys, that I am prepared to pay, up to £1,000 on a team, because the way I see it is that, yes, I could create videos where I say I'm going to do a team's under £200 or a team for under £400. Let's see if we can grind rewards, and no doubt at all that people do that and people are successful at that. But in reality, and this is the real world reality, every single week I check the top 10, not just for Champion Europe, but just generally top 10, seeing what people spend. I go through people's team, I check sort of the prices, and I can assure you that, not to say that I haven't come across the odd team here and there, but the reality is in 8, 9 times out of 10, them teams, a minimum £600 north of that. That's absolute minimum. Unless you guys can quite clearly show me half a dozen teams that finish in the top 30, top 40 right now, I'll believe you. But I can assure you I've done the work, and that's just how it is. So when this game says that you don't need to spend money, you don't, and that is true. You can play free to play essentially, and people do it, and respect to them, guys, because credit to them. But I don't have the time, the patience, or anything. I work full time. I enjoy this. I enjoy watching football. I'm missing the Newcastle match right now. I live in Newcastle, guys, so it comes with that. But as I say, I also want to reap the benefits. I want that ability to, look forward to getting rewards and not just getting a comment. I want to be able to open it and go, all right, come on, we're going to get a tier 1, or we're getting a star player, and getting that maybe £100 player, maybe you get a 500, or might be super lucky and get a £1,000 player. You just don't know. And I suppose that's what we're all in it for. We all want that excitement, that buzz of getting the rewards. And if you feel like you're spending 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, and you're putting in a player there, and shall I try and cut the budget and try and get a player that maybe might get me the rewards, that might float your boat, and you may love that. But for me personally, I just want a team that's going to kick ass week in, week out. And I know when you get to that top 20 list, and you might have the same Real Madrid stack that they've got, but yours might have 5%, 6%, and they've all got 9, 10%, on the accelerators, which is always going to boost them in front of you. But the fact is, at least then you're in with a real fighting chance. So for me, it's my striker, my goalkeeper, the two that I'm really looking at sort of upgrading right now. And I think once I get them two, I generally think, honestly, guys, I'm in for a cracking a cracking end to the season. We have got 2 months left, I think around about 8 to 10, maybe 10 games left of the season. So by no means it's over. We're still in there and we still can get 3, 4, 5 rewards, maybe more by the end of the 10. So that's what I'm really pushing for. But I am daft as well. I have been listening to you guys in the comments. I am thinking about leagues coming up. I know about the leagues coming up, which we'll do a separate video specifically on leagues, what leagues. We're going to do all that good stuff. But right now, my focus is Champion Europe, try and build that, get a cracking team, and that might take me 1 more week. I did say some money was coming in at the back end of the month, so that might be another week, it might be 2 weeks, but I aren't stopping this Champion Europe until I come out with 2 or 3 good rewards. I know you're trying to say, you might think, well, that's a bit cocky, thinking you may get it. I generally think if you're spending £700, £1,000 on this game and you're putting good players and you don't come out with rewards, you've got to feel hard done by. You just have to. So that's what we're aiming for. So that's where we're going to wrap it up, guys, basically. I do want to just say thank you very much for everybody to supporting me. I'm sorry that I've not had a video for 5 days. The videos will come more often than not, guys. Honestly, I might go the odd day, you know, where I don't do it or something. But generally speaking, I am going to try and always get 2 videos every 7 days. So 1 every 3, 1 every 4. Get them in for rewards. But I just felt like this particular week, the fact that I didn't enter anybody, I didn't win anything from the mix, it was a bit of a low plateau for me. So I just kind of skipped it. But as I said, now we've got players, some good players, hopefully we're going to get them rewards. With the remainder money, guys, if I have £1,500 in here in a couple of weeks' time in the kitty and we spend it in £700 to £1,000 a team, I'm going to have £500 minimum to put somewhere else. And I am going to put that somewhere else. We're going to look at, honestly, these videos, guys, I've only just started this YouTube position for me. I'm going to have money on teams that I am going to be building in the future, which leagues I'm going to go into. We're going to do budget players. We're going to look for players that are injured. We're going to get players that have only just started the season and take a few punts on. We're going to go for teams that I'm already in, that have just started, like the MLS and whatnot, sitting in the top 3, 4. We're going to go and buy, you know, players. And with this team here as well that I've got, the Champion Europe, if I'm spending £700, £1,000, which I don't know who I'm going to even buy yet, I might get a cracking goalkeeper like a Bono or something. If I end up spending a lot of money before the season's out and I feel like they're at the top of their price and then at the end of the season they're going to drastically drop, I'm going to sell all the players then. So I'm still going to get my money back to some extent. So I'm still going to have a hefty amount of budget so we can go ahead, get a cracking team immediately at the start of the season with one of the others. I think it is the MLS that I'm thinking about, guys. If you guys think I should go in the Asia or something else, we might do that. But at the moment, I'm thinking MLS just because I know more about the MLS than I do the Asia. But that might mean that it's best to go for Asia because you might be able to do it. We might actually do one Asia, spend £500 to £700, one MLS £500 to £700. With the money that we've got left over, we can look at other stuff. We don't know what we're going to do, but this is all to come in the coming weeks. I want your support. Keep supporting me, guys, honestly. As I said, I've got my Facebook, Sorare, page that you can go on, like that, join that, we can interact more. I am getting on with this Discord. I know you mentioned it a couple of times. I apologise, honestly. I am, not listening or anything. I am, it's just, obviously I have a life as well, guys, so I do want to get everything sorted, but trust me, we're going to get it all sorted. This is going to be a cracking channel. The coming months are going to be amazing. We're going to splash the cash. We're going to get teams. We're going to do all the things that you want to do, I want to do. We're going to work together, and it's going to be a cracking Easter, cracking summer, and just hang in there, guys. We're going to make it, and we're going to reap some rewards. If you see I'm doing anything wrong, and you think, Ash, you can do this and that, tell me. Let me know. I'm not the expert. You know what I mean? We're in it together, in this journey together. So, that being said, I'm going to end it. And I'm going to say thank you very much for all your support once again. And feel free to hit that sorare.com/r/ashman88. Use it as a referral link because the faster we get that unique, the faster money goes in, the faster we get bigger teams, guys. Alright? Love you all, honestly, from me to you. Peace out. Your brother, the AshMann.